everybody who's checking in, who's tuning in, who's been walking around with me for my chicken stories and my chicken sagas. And today it's Monday and it is a sad one today. Yes, guys, I hear you, Snowdrop. So to my friends that have been following along in the story of the sparrow, sad to say that on Friday, Sparrow passed away. There's no, I don't have any real answers, why she passed away or what was really wrong with her. But she had some problems that were absolutely bigger than we had hoped. It's 3 weeks ago, she was brought inside from her sister's suffering a vent prolapse, and she was attacked by her sisters, and wasn't the first time. And I brought her in and went to go treat her, but noticed that her comb was darkening and that she was breathing heavy. Along with the vet, we sort of treated her for possible cardiac problems and probably most definitely a reproductive breakdown. And after draining her, she seemed pretty good, right? After a few days, convalescing, I brought her out, filmed this little video, and then on last Friday, not this last Friday, a week from last Friday, we brought her in for the hormonal implant, which would stop her reproduction and give her a chance that maybe this was the issue we were dealing with. Maybe some internal laying. There could have been infections. There could have been E. coli. Everything was just stacked against this little girl. But in all prayer and hope and love, we gave her a chance and got the implant. And she had about a week doing really good. I really felt very happy. I still feel very happy that she got a good week with her sisters out in the coop. There were hugs and snuggles and kisses. So some nights she in that week she'd get herself up the ramp and up into the coop and be sleeping with her sisters. She'd be on the floor. I'm like, all right, she's still recovering from whatever's going on in her. What else was there to do? There was nothing else to think, or it was just let's see how this goes. Some nights she'd be out here, she'd get up that ramp and she'd get up into the coop, but some nights she was kind of out here on the ground sleeping. All right, you're not up for going into the coop, I'll bring you in. So that was about a week of that. So today's Monday. So last Tuesday night was one of them nights I had to bring her in. Wednesday, though, I noticed that she was her poop was bright green. And she seemed okay, but the poop was bright green. I emailed the vet, and he said that this could be it could be so many things. It could be a liver thing. I told him I had been treating them for the coccidiosis with the Corid for a few weeks. He's stop the Corid because that interrupts the vitamin B, which could cause the green poop. So it was Wednesday into Thursday that I was just treating her with the poultry cell, hoping for the best. I had her inside this whole time. I was just sort of monitoring her. And it was Thursday night. Thursday evening, that's when she really took the turn. That's when it was okay, this is going in another direction. Instead of up and out and into your new life, we are going south. Thursday night, me and my husband were this could really go either way. We'll see how she is in the morning. Maybe we'll take her back to the vet, see what we can do. Maybe there's an infection. Maybe she has E. coli. I don't know. Oh, and just that day on Thursday, I just felt so frustrated because this was like my chicken named Chicken. Like in those last days, it was like, I don't know what's going on. There's no way to know what to do. And that night, Thursday night, the symptoms were like she was looking kind of weaker and the comb was darkening again. It was starting to hang. So I'm going to tell you a couple more symptoms if you don't want to hear it. But, nothing drastic. But she was definitely like fluid was definitely coming up to her beak and then she was swallowing it. So this could indicate the cardiac problem. And then clear fluid was coming out of her vent too. Those things really make me think that there was a cardiac issue, which was never ruled out at our vet appointment. But it did seem that she had also reproductive issues. So this girl, it just seemed, had everything stacked against her at this point. So Friday morning, a few days ago, I wake up and I go down to her cage not knowing what to expect. And there she was, laying on her side. She was alive, but it was like this. No, this is it. This is it. You could just tell. And so I took her. I did. And I'll admit I did try to stand her up once or twice. I just stood her up and she was wobbling. She laid back down, so I said, okay. This is it. And so I held her in my arms, sat on the ground, and I held her in my arms, and she sweetly passed away. No struggling, no strife, none of the craziness that chickens can have. In their last moments, she peacefully went and went to sleep. And then I had to go to work. Which was an incredible blessing because I was like, I could have canceled my appointments, and all that. But no, she went right there. So unfortunately, we took a chance on her. We gave her a shot, literally. She got that shot, that implanted shot into her body. Gave her a shot at that longer life. It wasn't to be. Whatever was going on was bigger than we hoped. So that's the story, guys. That's pretty much it. And I go to work and I'm holding it all back, and sad, I feel like I held it back so much that I haven't had the cry session I feel like, I need to have. Even when I came home and came back here and looked out here and said, this is where it's gonna hurt the most with these guys. And I had to tell them. I don't know if they had any idea what I said. I had to wait for my husband to come home to get her into the ground. Bundled her up. And I'll tell you, I did present her to these guys, to her sisters. They did have a wake. Now, it's I don't know whether or not that's the right thing to do, but I just was like, it must be the right thing to do so they know what happened. They were just spending a week snuggling and so happy to be reunited, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna show them, which I've done before with the other ones. So Snowdrop makes crazy sounds, so I bring her out here and she sees her and starts doing her loud honking that she does, and it just looks really dramatic, and it's I don't know what they're experiencing. I'm sure I know that they feel the loss, when there was 3 and now there's 2. I know for a fact that they feel that, that affects them, but I don't know if they care that she died. I don't know if they care about that, but they definitely are, get there's a hole, there's something missed, you can just tell. So it's so sad, especially since this past season in the springtime. It was definitely, though, there's 3 of them back here, have found wholeness again. After losing Chicken, after losing Hawk, and losing Shy to living with us in the house, there was something off and broken and sad out here. But come the springtime, they had found wholeness. They had found balance together. They had a bond. So much so that I really anticipated getting some chicks this spring. But after witnessing how good their bond was, I was like, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave them to have their happy trio. Not stress them out. Just let them have this. So we're at this point, and I don't know what I'm gonna do just yet. Just having the two out there seems a little bit lonely. On the other hand, it's like, they're old. I don't know. Once again, the red sex links can have a lifespan of about 3 years, which they just turned 3 years old. And I kind of sad that I never had a chance to throw them a 3-year-old birthday party. But it was too hot. Nobody wanted to have a party. It was hot. I have a few tributes I want to do for them, like a few short tributes for them, for the OG6. OG6 being the original 6 that I had for 2 straight years, and I lost 2 of them about a year ago. So I was going to be doing tributes anyway coming up soon, and they seem alright. They seem okay. It's really crazy that, here's Shy. Oh, Shy. Oh. 1 month ago, I did that video about Sparrow and the sign of the sparrow, and the times God gave me a sign of the sparrow. And the next day started this series of events that would end with Sparrow passing away and flying high. So, a month ago, if you told me that she was going to be dead in a month, I would have been shocked. I really would have been pretty shocked. But if you told me that 2 weeks ago, I would not be terribly shocked. I knew something was slightly off. She seemed slightly off. But every time your chicken seems slightly off, you see it all over the chicken forums. One day your chicken's fine, 2 days later, they look bad and drop dead. Sometimes they look like they're on the brink of death and then make this miraculous recovery. It's a chicken game. We're playing chicken games. I also know in that last week when she was outside, she could have been totally fronting just to look strong. I know that. But it's like, really, what are you gonna do? Like, what can you really do? It was better for her to be out there. Well, let me put one thing straight here. I'm gonna make one thing perfectly clear, and you all know it. Anyone who's following around. I love these guys. I will do everything that I can within my limits to help them. The hormone in the plant ain't cheap. Okay. And then you would have to repeat it every 6 months. So these guys out here, I'm going to do everything I can to give them a good life. This one, however, we all know it's true. This one is very special. So I'm just saying. Well, that's what's up, and that's what happened. Thank you everybody so much for your prayers, for supporting your channel by enjoying it and watching it and sticking with us. And there was really nothing, there was no chicken Tractor Supply homemade thing to do here. She was at the end of her life. I'm not going around looking for the sign of the sparrow, I'm not looking, waiting to hear from God about the sparrow, because he already did, That's another thing, I'm not making this into an allegory or spiritual story. I'm not looking for anything like that. It's done, it's life. God already told us this beautiful story about the sparrow, and now she has reached the end of her life. That story has concluded, and how much he loves us. And that's it for now. And that's it for now, guys. I will talk to you soon, and thanks for sticking with us. We'll see what happens next in the Shy Hill Farm, but for now, we'll just have loves and laughs, and yay. Until next time, my friends. God bless your life. Amen.